Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to your yoga practice today. Breathe, enjoy being in your body and the practice. To begin, take your feet hip distance apart with the outer edges parallel. Root down strongly into the ground beneath you. Let your arms just hang comfortably at your sides. And then go ahead and close your eyes. You'll be able to hear my voice, and if you need to, you can certainly open your eyes to check, but we're just gonna start nice and simple. As you inhale, I'd like you to sweep your arms overhead towards the ceiling, rooting down strongly through your feet. And as you exhale, let your arms slide back down towards the floor. Just nice and simple, just like that. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, let the breath float your arms back down towards the floor. Just take one more time. Inhale, you can go slower or faster than I'm moving now. Let your own unique breath lead you. And as you exhale, letting the hands come back down towards the floor. So now you're not moving. You can let the eyes remain closed and bring your hands together at your heart center, what's called in yoga Anjali Mudra, or a gesture of offering. Again, if you need to open your eyes to peek, feel free to do so. I'd like you just to take a second here and notice your breathing. Even when the arms aren't moving, can you feel the inhale and exhale? And invite that to happen through the nose. Nice, full, easy breathing. 2 more breaths at your own pace. And on your next exhale, let your hands fall back down towards the floor. Softly open your eyes. And then take your arms overhead one more time. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Bend the elbows until you feel that you're nice and open in your heart center. You're gonna lean over to the side, keeping the head right between the upper arms. Root strongly down through your left foot. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. And on your next inhale, come back up to standing. And exhale over to the other side. So the elbows are bent. You can pull gently up with that upper arm and down with the lower arm, but in equal measure. Keep breathing and notice again that right foot strong on the earth. On your next inhale, coming back to the center, extend both arms up towards the sky. And exhale, softly float the hands back down towards the floor. Stand at the front of your mat. Arrange your feet consciously. As you inhale, take the arms overhead. As you exhale through the center, touch the ground. As you inhale, rise halfway up, nice long spine, hands either on the floor or the shins. Low back in, lower belly tone. Keep breathing there. On your next inhale, stepping back to your plank pose. First fingers are parallel. Strong core. So if that feels like it's a bit much for today, lower the knees into half plank. We'll hold there for a few breaths. And gaze slightly in front of your fingers so the head is in line with the rest of the spine. All of your fingers are active on the mat. First fingers are parallel. Keep breathing, strong core. What I'd like you to do is exhale, lower onto your belly, but keep the shoulders moving towards the ceiling. So once you get to that position, stretch both of your feet back behind you so that all 10 toenails are on the floor. As you inhale, press down into the tops of the feet and curl the upper back off the ground. Turn off the buttocks muscles a little bit and use the back muscles and the tops of the feet down into the floor. As you exhale, you can lower your head. Inhale and rise up. A few more like that with your own breath. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. One last time. On this next breath, press down into your knees, engage your lower belly, and come back to a half plank. From there, dig your toes underneath you, downward facing dog, nice long spine. Knees can be bent for tighter hamstrings or straight if that's available. Long spine, low back moving in. On your next inward breath, bend your knees, look forward. Walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Root down through the legs. Exhale, back to your heart center. That's sun salutation A. We'll do one more, a little more fluidly. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale and touch the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway up. Long side body. Step back into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, cobra. Tops of the feet on the floor. Little baby upper back bend. And then exhale, press down into the knees, engage your lower belly, and lift your hips, downward facing dog. Allow the head to relax. It should be right between your upper arms. On your next inhale, bend the knees. Walk your feet forward to the hands. Bending the knees as you need to. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale to your heart center. One last time like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Let your breath lead you. Inhale as you rise up. And step back. The movements will become ever more fluid. Exhale and lower. Strong core. Inhale, cobra. Tops of the feet heavy. Elbows remain bent here. Take an extra breath. Make sure you don't straighten the arms. Okay, keep them bent. Lower belly's nice and strong. As you exhale, press down into the knees. Downward facing dog. Nice, smooth breathing. Strong arms, legs either bent or straight. Let your gaze, walk your feet forward. Inhale once you get there, exhale and fold. Inhale, take the arms overhead. And exhale back to your heart center. Great. Take a nice wide stance on your yoga mat and see that the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Pick up all 10 toes and that'll help you activate your inner thighs. You can even pick up the outer edge of the foot ever so slightly. Should never tolerate pain in your knees. If you get pain in the inner knees, just don't take such a wide stance, okay? So yoga, one of the principles is non-harming. That applies in our practice and in our daily life. So when you're ready, you're gonna go ahead and turn your right toes in slightly and turn your left toes out completely. We're gonna come back into warrior two. Nice deep bend in that front leg. We're gonna settle in there. Front thigh parallel to the floor. Find your breathing. Back inner thigh active. And scissoring in a little bit from your front heel to your back arch. Go ahead and take the arms overhead. What you're gonna do is keep the legs just as they are, and with our breathing, you're gonna inhale, take your left arm up towards the sky, and as you exhale, over to what's called side angle. Right arm across. And just like that, inhale, arm rises, exhaling across. So of course the front leg is working a lot, but also bring some attention into your back leg. Keep breathing, inhale, and exhale. Next time you come across, go ahead and bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, but don't let this shoulder come forward. Go ahead and roll the chest open and just take your right arm straight up towards the ceiling for now. This is a modified side angle. A few more breaths. Nice long spine. If you have a regular yoga practice or if this feels really comfortable, you can slide your left fingertips down onto the floor for more of a challenge. Right, if your torso though rounds forward, go ahead and prop yourself back up onto the thigh and roll open the chest. On your next inhale, root down through the feet, come all the way up to standing. Turn your left toes in, maybe shorten your stance a little bit. Outer edges parallel. Pick up your toes, inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, forward folding. So we're gonna take a wide leg twist. You're gonna bring your right hand down in the center of the chest, either flat or up on fingertips. From that place, you're gonna bring the left hand onto the sacrum, that bony plate just above your buttocks. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. If your hamstrings are tight, then just bend your knees to get your low back to move in. And we're gonna exhale, twist over to the left side. Breathing there. Inner thighs are still engaged. Legs are either bent and strong or straight and strong. For those of you, again, with a little bit more openness in the shoulders, you're welcome to take that left hand straight up towards the sky. If you feel any discomfort in the shoulder, just bring the hand back down onto the hip. On your next exhale, you can untwist. Forward fold for a breath. And on your next inhale, come halfway up. Bring your hands onto your hips, root down strongly through your feet, and come all the way up to standing. Good job. So we're gonna do the other side. Nice wide stance. Turn your left toes in slightly, right toes out completely, heel to arch in alignment. You're gonna bend your front knee. Make sure it tracks towards your second toe, okay? Lower belly engaged, arms out to the sides. You're doing great. Stay with your breath. Feel your feet. It's okay to break a sweat. Right, so just be in this moment. Enjoy this time you've made for yourself. So on your next inhale, you're gonna take the right arm overhead, keeping the legs just like they are as you exhale over to the other side. So legs are unwavering. Inhale and exhale. Ready, 2 more like that. Follow your own breath. It can be slower or faster than me. Inhaling as you rise up, generally, and exhaling as you move across. One last time. On this next exhale, you're gonna allow that right forearm to rest on your right thigh and roll the shoulder open. You can take the left arm just straight up towards the ceiling. Engage the lower belly and breathe here. Nice long line from the crown of the head to that back heel. You can experiment with the bottom hand. It can be palm facing up. That's a nice way to keep the chest and shoulders open. Good. Notice your breath. Turn your gaze down towards the floor. Root down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Final pose, this sequence. Forward fold, hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale and fold from here. Bring the left hand down just underneath the center of the chest. So flat hands or fingertips are okay. Fingertips will give you a little more height, especially if you're tight in the hamstrings. Feel free to bend the knees and pick up the toes. Draw the low back in. The spine must be long. Okay, on your next inhale, get as long as you can, and then exhale, twisting to the right side. Hand on the hip or the sacrum. Breathing here. And if you're feeling lots of openness in your shoulder, feel free to take that arm up towards the ceiling to deepen the pose. But if it feels too intense, just bring the hand back onto the hip. And on your next exhale, go ahead and untwist. Hands can walk in any amount towards your feet. Head can fall towards the floor. Knees bent if you need to. On your next inhale, rising up. Strong inner thighs, strong legs. Hands on your hips, keep breathing. So we do this little halfway stop. It'll help you from getting dizzy from your blood pressure changing too fast. So take a breath in that middle posture. Roll the chest open. Root down through the feet and come all the way back up to standing. Did an awesome job. Step your feet together. Take a breath. Good work. Please make your way down into a comfortable seat on the floor. We're going to take what's called boat posture. We're going to do it in parts. So we're going to start balancing between the sitting bones and the tailbone. You don't want to be too far back or too far forward. You want to just be right in the middle where you feel those deep, low abdominals support you. So from that place, you're going to have your feet hip distance apart, knees bent, and you can take your hands just behind your knees. So the tendency though sometimes is to drop the chest. So take a big inhale and roll the shoulders back and just lean back until you feel the abdominals fully engaged. Okay, so that's going to be step one. So you can stay here and breathe. If you'd like to make it more intense, you're going to pick up the feet and bring the big toes together, knees together, inner heels together. Okay, so you'll feel the inner thighs fire up, core is still strong. If you'd like to go one further step, go ahead and release the hands. I like elbows bent sometimes because you just feel this freedom in your upper body and let the work concentrate in your core. And take a few breaths here. So be present with the sensations, enjoy the feelings of strength. And if you need to take a break, please do. So you're gonna give yourself a hug, wrap your arms around your legs. You can let your head and neck relax. We're going to stretch out the upper body, make sure that we have that part nice and open for the next time we do both. So what I'd like you to do, same setup with the legs, knees bent, feet hip distance apart, outer edges parallel. Bring your fingertips behind you with your thumbs pointing straight ahead. Take a big inhale again, roll the chest and shoulders open, bend the elbows slightly towards one another, and then go ahead and let the head slide back. Breathing into that space across the chest, but still rooting down strongly through the sitting bones and through the feet. Good, so we're gonna keep that feeling in boat pose. We're gonna take it one more time. Go ahead and lift up your legs. If you need to, hold behind the knees. That's gonna make it much easier. And it's okay to let your knees be apart if you're feeling it's like a lot for you right now. If you wanna make it more challenging, knees together, feet together, arms release. And one final option is to extend your legs straight out in space, okay? So you'll still feel the deep abdominals working, head and neck relaxed. Try to relax the corners of your eyes. Hint of a smile helps for sure. So a few more breaths there. Shaking is okay. So breathe and give yourself a hug. Nice big inhale if you'd like to exhale through the mouth. We're going to take one more variation of what's called table pose. So you're going to take your feet a little wider. Same setup, outer edges parallel. This time, if you have shoulder issues, you're going to stay with option one, the one we did before. If you're okay in the shoulders, you're going to place your palms flat. Lots of different options for the hands. I like thumbs pointing straight ahead. So what you're going to do is claw with your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest. And if you feel able, lift from your outer hips into a table, okay? Breathing here, press down into your feet. Tendency is to lift the big toe mound, so press down into your feet and draw that energy into your core. If your head feels really relaxed, you can drop it back. But when we're first starting, often it helps just to lift the chest and let the chin settle there. And slowly lower back down. Very good. So we're gonna scoot up a little bit and lay all the way down onto your back, mindfully so. Take a breath. See that the outer edges of your feet are once again parallel, And we're just gonna do a little pelvic tilt just to make sure we know how that part of our body moves really clearly. So what I'd like you to do is with your shoulder blades, back of the head, feet and buttocks on the floor. As you exhale, press your low back down into the ground and engage your lower belly. As you inhale, go ahead and press your buttocks back, your sitting bones down towards the floor, and get some space between your low back and the ground. And just like that with your own breathing, exhale, press the low back down. You feel a strong tone in the lower belly. And inhale and create an arch in the low back. Good, so your next exhale, pause there. Keep the low back glued down firmly onto the floor and pick up the legs. So just like we were doing in the high boat, this is a version of low boat. Big toes, knees touching. And this is gonna be option one, just to stay right here, gluing the low back onto the floor. If it ever lifts, then you need to stop and take a break, okay? If you'd like to go further, exhale, keep the low back glued to the floor and lift the head. So don't look towards me, you can look straight up towards the ceiling once you keep your low belly engaged, hands behind the head, and breathe. If at any time the low back lifts and you need to come down and rest, take a few more breaths if you can. Glue the low back down, head and neck relaxed. And on your next exhale, go ahead and lower and hug your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Nice big breath in and out through the nose. We have one final pose here. You're doing a great job. It's equally important to strengthen the core and the back muscles as well as stretch the body. So creating health from the inside out. So last one like this, we're gonna do crossovers. So what I'd like you to do is, it's really a variation of boat posture, but what makes it yoga is that we pay attention to our breathing and we're really attentive to what we're doing and how we're doing it, okay? So you're gonna bring your hands behind the head, glue the low back onto the ground, just like we did before. As you exhale, you're gonna bring one elbow to one knee and twist to the side, so you can twist towards me. And then inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, opposite side. So as much as you can, keeping that low back totally glued down onto the floor. Each exhale, it's elbow to knee, extend through the leg. And inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Let's do one more each side. Exhale, nice and slow. You're doing awesome, stick with it. Rest if you need to though, okay? Breathe, listen to your body. And next time you come to the center, give yourself a hug. Big inhale through the nose, and this time, if you'd like, exhale through the mouth. You did a great job. Please make your way lying down onto your back. I'd like you to flex your left foot and take it on top of your right thigh to just above the knee, okay? So as much as you can, see that your hips and pelvis are parallel or level. And then if you're feeling a big stretch already in the outer hip on this side, then you're just gonna stay here and take a few breaths. Okay, keep that left foot flexed. If you'd like to go deeper, you're gonna hug the whole package in towards your body, making sure the pelvis stays level and doesn't twist to the side. Reach your hands through and take hold of the back of the right leg. Breathe deeply. And as much as you're able, press slightly away from you with your left outer ankle, and then hug in an equal amount with your hands. Okay, so you'll feel a nice stretch around the outer hip. A few more breaths here. And not for everyone, but if you have pretty open hamstrings and you're really wanting to deepen this pose, you certainly could straighten your right leg and then change the hand position and hold behind your right calf. When you do that, make sure that both sides of your sacrum are equally weighted on the floor, and breathe into the sensations that you feel. One more nice big breath. Should feel really good, I hope it does. And when you're ready, go ahead and release that side. And we're just gonna switch, taking the right leg, flexing it to the outside of the left thigh, above the knee, pause. And in this place, notice what's going on. Shoulder blades relaxing onto the floor. If you'd like to make it more intense, then you're gonna bend the legs, reach through, take hold of the left hamstrings, and hug that whole package in towards your body. So keep your right foot flexed and slightly pressing away from you. And then hug the left leg in equal measure. Okay, so you should feel a nice long waist. And the sacrum, that bony part just above your buttocks, should be nice and heavy on the floor. Don't let that lift. You can go deeper. You're welcome to straighten out the left leg and change the hands behind the calf and deepen in that variation. See if you can let the arm bones settle down into the shoulder sockets near the floor. Nice big breaths. We're almost there. You did a great job. So when you're ready, feels balanced from side to side. Release the legs, hug your knees into your chest. Just rock from side to side. Give your knees a hug into the body and then inhale them away from the body. And then one more time, hug them in and give them a nice big squeeze. Great. So from lying down on your back, go ahead and stretch your legs out a little bit wider than your hips. I just want you to windmill your feet in and out a little bit and then allow them to relax however they land. So from here, back of the head is on the floor, shoulder blades are on the floor, and you can just gently pick up the outside of your thighs and roll them up towards the ceiling and let your inner thighs descend more heavily towards the floor. So from that place, you should feel a tiny little inward curve at your low back. The upper back should be firmly on the ground, and a tiny little curve underneath your neck, which is your cervical curve. So we're setting up for final relaxation. If you have a ponytail, you can just move it over to the side. And if you don't feel like your shoulder blades are flat on the floor, press gently into the back of the head, pick up the upper back just a little bit, and just glide the shoulder blades towards one another, not down towards your hips, but just underneath you. Once you've got yourself well set up, release your arms so they fall away from the body and allow your eyes to close. So I'll talk you through from here on out, so don't open your eyes or look around. Instead, invite the body to relax onto the floor completely. Just notice your breathing as it naturally comes in and goes out. You don't have to do anything, just pay attention to how it feels. Invite the weight of your bones to fall deeply towards the floor, surrendering to gravity. Allow the skin and muscles to relax. Allow the organs themselves within the body to be relaxed. If thoughts should enter the mind, which they do, just notice thinking, and then let those thoughts go with your next exhale and come back to the sensation of relaxing on the floor. Resist the urge to get up. Just take one more minute to completely rest your body and mind and to integrate all that you've experienced today in your practice. Enjoy a few more breaths. Perhaps noticing those little spaces between the inhale and exhale, and between the exhale and inhale. just a moment of non-doing, pure, spacious consciousness. Allow yourself to reside in those moments. So in the next few moments, you can begin to take a few deeper breaths, still lying down on your back. You can move or stretch your arms in any way that feels most joyful to you. And then just bend your knees and roll to one side. You can prop your head on your arm as if you were waking up for the first time today. Mindful of the transitions, use your arms to press slowly back up to any comfortable seat. It can be cross legs, it can be one leg bent, one leg out to the side. It doesn't have to look any particular way. Just let it be upright, steady, and comfortable. Allow the hands to rest on the knees. Once again, close your eyes for one final minute. Thank yourself for this time you've created. Notice how you feel in this moment. And take that connection with you into the rest of your day. Connected to yourself, to your breath, and to those around you. Fold your palms together at your heart center in Anjali Mudra, that gesture of honoring that which is within yourself and all living beings, and offering. May we offer our consciousness through our thoughts, speech, and actions to peace for ourselves and for all living things. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me today. Namaste. Great job today. Take the awareness that you cultivate in your yoga practice and carry it with you throughout the rest of your day.